Locker room, what's up, locker room? Come on, how you doing today? Let's have another day. Well, it's the evening. I've already had a great day, but you make my day a better day. So it's good to see you guys here. So much is going on now, right now in sports, and I wanted to chop it up, break it up. But right now, right now, what's breaking is the Cardinals release Kyler Murray. The Cardinals have released quarterback Kyler Murray, first pick overall. And now he's gone. That's a hard thing. I was sitting here thinking, right? That's a hard thing when you think about it, man. That fall from being the number one player taken in the NFL draft and then getting released. I can't even imagine what Kyler's going through. And I know he's been trying to deal with it in his head and all of that and messing with it, but that's got to be difficult. Now, here I am, the analyst, and how I think through things and see things. What's up, peeps? Just want to say everything. Everybody say what's up to everybody. I love it. Love you always showing up double star 88. I appreciate that, bro. I really do. You know, yeah. But like I was saying to guys, can you imagine being Kyler Murray, who no doubt has that, I said derogatory meaning, a way, a native way, but Napoleon thing going. And you beat it, becoming a first pick in the whole NFL draft. You are, not as tall, but you're still taller than all the tall jokers in the whole National Football League draft. You became a first pick in the NFL draft. And today, they let you go. I don't know if you guys can fathom what that means to a guy like a Kyler Murray, or what that means to a guy like a Tyreek Hill, or what that would mean to a guy like Michael Irvin. You know, that would be like the ultimate pain. I've never been cut. And now we know that there are reasons teams do things. You know what I mean? There are reasons teams move you now. Maybe it's financial or something else. It's not about your physical ability all the time. But still, you can't make your mind tell yourself to stop thinking that. And that's hard on the brain because you've accomplished so much and you always won. And this time it feels like, man, you got your butt whooped. They cut you. That's just hard, man. That's hard. But as soon as he gets through dealing with this pain, here's what I'm telling y'all. He can recognize the game. As soon as he gets finished dealing with the pain, then, as I said in my Hall of Fame speech, he can look up, get up, and don't give up because of one man named Sam Darnold. Yeah. I'm calling what I'm seeing right now SD, the SD effect. The SD effect. So we would go from, oh, you mean the Sam Darnold that saw ghosts in the middle of a big game, Sunday night football, Monday night football, I don't even know which one it was, where he's seeing ghosts, to to Sam Donald that created the SD effect, where guys like Malik Willis, guys like Tua, and guys that just got cut today like Kyler Murray becomes back in demand again. The Kirk Cousins that's going to become available, because now teams are saying, "Oh snap, you can win with one of them." I mean, y'all got to watch how this NFL is, man. I love it. We had, think about this, last year, we had the running quarterback win the Super Bowl. Break down all the traditions of, you got to be a pocket passer. You got to sit in the pocket and throw. Stop it. You got to win the game. Just win the damn game. So we broke down the barrier. You got to sit in the pocket. And now you're breaking down that barrier like, oh, they never won the Super Bowl. Teams cut him. They cut him before. He's been cut by quite a few teams. And he won the Super Bowl. Barrier breaking is what's going on here. Barriers being broken. The SD effect is what I'm calling it. Malik Willis is highly sought after right now. Why? The SD effect is what you're seeing. Minnesota was talking about Tua. Wow. I don't even think. Listen, let me tell you something. That would be interesting. Tua with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, and he knows the offense because they all, like I said, play that offense. But that's it. But Tua is getting that opportunity right now from Minnesota because of the SD effect. Because you understand the two parts to it. Can you play quarterback? Okay, we can bring you in. But if you got cut from somewhere else, how much is that going to really excite the fan base when we bring you in? So now that the SD effect is in effect, you know, they say, man, just like Sam Donald did for Seattle, Tua can come over here and get us over the hump and go to the Super Bowl. That's the SD effect. That's what you're seeing. That's why, because I'm trying to figure this out. I'm like, oh, all of a sudden, these guys are getting this kind of interest. You know, it's the SD effect. Sam Darnold. Ain't that crazy? Man, you could do things in this league that will stay with you forever. Forever. People try to bring up the ghost comments, but they'll bring this up too. Forever. I'm saying Scott Norwood was a great kicker. This dude made all those damn kicks, but he missed that one crucial one. And he never had a chance to fix it. He never had a chance to come back, drill that thing, and win 2 or 3 Super Bowls. So when somebody said, you remember he missed that first one? Boy, but he ain't win none, he ain't missed none after that. No. Unfortunately, as great as he was, he'll go down. They won't recognize that greatness. They'll recognize that greatness. You see what I mean? One moment. It's crazy. And Sam Darnold took his life back. And in taking his life back, the SD effect gives everybody a chance to get their life back. The Malik Willis get a chance, the tour, you get a chance. In the newly freshly released Kyler Murray, you get a chance. All right, let me see Hoosiers. I got y'all, man. Come on, Ward 7760. I'm giving you love on that, man. I gave you guys all the love. Malik Willis is about to get paid. They're saying that's what I'm telling you, man. That's what I'm telling you. They're saying is that not crazy, you guys? You see how it is? Watch now. Watch. It gives hope to people again when you see it that way. It gives hope to people, and this is this is what it's about. We're about selling hope. This is Brent Jones' son from the 49ers. Brent Jonesy, what's up, dog? Hey, is that the son I met with Brent just a little way ago? Is the son Brent Jones? That the son, man? Let me know if you're the son I met. Just in San Fran, man. If you're the son. I love Brent now. Y'all know that's my dude. Let me tell you something. Brent was my dude at Pro Bowls, man. Brent called himself a playmaker too. You know what I mean? And he was a playmaker. That's a bad tight end, boy. Y'all messing around with him. So yeah, that's good. Ricky Ward is undefeated, huh? Yeah, underrated. Underrated. You said Ricky Ward is underrated. You know what, dude, Jonesy? Let me tell you, I was just talking to some people about this, man. So I got this show coming up, and big car show. Ricky will be there. A lot of guys, Ricky Williams will be there. I know you're talking about Ricky Waters. And I was thinking about what are the guys doing now? And I may just grab a camera and just kind of start asking guys, what are they doing? Guys you guys know and love and have done some things, and just kind of, you know, give them a chance to just let people know what they're doing now. You know what I'm saying? But Ricky, yeah, yeah, you ain't lying. Huh? Just prime time. Ricky was a bad boy, and Ricky Waters a nut. I'm with you on that. I think Ricky Waters so underrated. He was so underrated, man. Man, oof, he was a different dude. I mean, different dude. And it's interesting you bring it up. Different dude running the ball in out the backfield, and Ricky Waters was a lot in the same vein as Roger Craig. In the same vein as Roger Craig, but Ricky wasn't as polished, I think, in communications and all of that as Roger Craig. But he was a bad boy. Yeah. And yeah, yeah. And I'm gonna tell you something too, Britt Jones, that's another dude I thought. The bad boy. Can get up in that thing and play with anybody. Brent could have played with anybody. And so well, we have some bad tight ends. I mean, they got some good dudes now. Brent Jones, bad. Jay Novacek. Dudes, I think Britton A. J should be in the Hall of Fame. Or certainly give somebody should be talking about the things that he has done. So there's no doubt. So yeah, Kyler Murray now on the market. I don't even know where to begin to think about where he would end up. Kyler Murray to me has always been that enigma. He can make such great plays, such great plays. I mean, but I don't know if there's a ceiling with where he can take you. You know, usually if a guy's like, Kyler Murray, shorter guy, like the Drew Brees, then you gotta have real great leadership ability, stuff like that, and know some intangibles. And Drew Brees was great at that, and that's just, I don't know where I see Kyler being a great fit. That's what I'm saying. I don't know where I see Tyler being a great fit. Hey, pretty classy lady, OG. I don't know anybody. I'm not sleeping on Drake London. I'm telling you right now, pretty classy lady, OG. I tell people, let me just, because she said to me, Drake London is slept on. Like, whoa, not me, not me. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I tell people right now, if you ask me who I would say is most like Mike, I'm taking Drake London. I'm talking about all the way around Drake London and who the mentality, you know, my mentality is in the Drake Londons, in the Puka Nakuls, the kind of guys that no matter what, Even when I'm covered, I'm not covered. You're going to make that play no matter what. No, stop playing, man. You know, see, now right here, Simon says so. Murray to Cowboys for Prescott. You know, that just, and I let it work this time, Simon says so. I just let it work. I'm just letting it work to tell people it ain't going to work. You just say you're writing this, you know damn well we are not taking no Kyler Murray over Dak Prescott. And I just told you the kind of problems he'll be. Because he can make some of the greatest plays. I just don't know if he can lead a team there because it's going to take such great leadership. And that kind of great leadership is going to take connectivity with your team and everything. And I just, I don't know if that's the situation. I don't know if that's the situation. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see where he ends up. But I know he's going through something today, you know, with being released. And the league has changed, right? I was talking about this and they'll come out Thursday on a show Brandon and I are doing it. Because we even asked the question one time on the White House, like, is a top 10 quarterback? Well, Brandon wrote the question. I wouldn't say stuff like this. Was a top 10 quarterback a positive or a detriment to a team? You know, it means, what do you mean? Basically, what do you mean by top 10? Are you talking about top 10 earners? Because there's the problem. A top 10 earner that's not a top 10 player causes problems because now you're paying him over for 15% of your salary cap, and he doesn't have the ability to raise people up. You got to have a top 10 earner playing top 10 football. But we have too many people right now, or top 5 earner playing top 5 football, but we have too many people, and the tours would be a case in point for these situations. You know, Tua at one point was playing top 5 football, and he got a contract with that said it. But then things fell off, and you couldn't maintain or raise up your organization. So that you got to be, because it has become next man up mentality, especially at quarterback. You know, you got a starting quarterback that makes 55 million. My starting quarterback, even though he didn't have the kind of year that your guys had, or certainly the number of years your guys had, he had one good year. So make him the highest paid. And then that one good year is not sustainable. You're in the situation now where you have to let people go, you know, and make room after giving Tua that big deal, after giving Kyler Murray his big deal. Then you turn around and have to let them go. That's the hard part of all of that. And but that's also, I guess, part of the good part. Let me tell you what I mean by this. Right. Kyler Murray gets let go. Kyler can also look and say, you know, what happened to Daniel Jones? What happened to Daniel Jones? And what happened? The coach just placed the transition tag on Daniel Jones. You know why? Because the coach is saying, oh, you're valuable to us. But the transition tag allows you, Daniel Jones, to go and talk to other teams. And you get the chance to match and get compensation if he goes and signs somewhere else. The coach are saying to Daniel Jones the same thing the Cowboys are saying to George Pickens. But the Cowboys did not want to insult George Pickens with a transition tag. He gave him the franchise tag, non-exclusive, that makes that number about $27 million per year. Nathan, send me that transition tag number for wide receivers because I don't have it top of my head. But 27 million says this is what we're willing to pay you. Now, the Cowboys are saying, I don't think so. I don't think you can find someone else out here willing to pay you that. So we'll let you go and test the market. Because people know your history with Pittsburgh. And that's what's going to suppress the market. But we're saying to you, you're more valuable to us than anybody else would probably see you as. So we'll let you go and get those numbers and come back and we'll have the opportunity to match. You know, I don't know. You think Daniel Jones has great value to a lot of teams in this league because he's had that 1 year with the coach? You know, so this will be interesting. And to put a transition tag on Daniel Jones because that number for quarterbacks is a lot less number. The transition tag is value. I didn't see that at 23 million for wide receivers. That's right. I did see that. Thanks, Nathan. I saw that somewhere else. And 27 million at franchise tag. You know, so yeah, I don't think no other team will say, oh, we're ready to give George Pickens, and I'm not saying he's not worth this. I'm just saying because of the chatter. We're going to get George Pickens a $30 million a year for 5 years, a 4-year deal, 120 million. Like, you're going to make for 85, 80 something guaranteed. You see what I mean? This is a good business play for the Cowboys, and I think it's the right direction. And saying you are a franchise worthy, we're willing to pay you 30. Let's go see if somebody else is willing to do it. So now we can remove or try to remove the back and forth between owner and agent. Now, what David Mulugeta can do is try to go and force a hand by, and I went through this, by designing a contract in such a way that there's some place or something that the Cowboys can't match. You know, and you could put it in. If the Cowboys said simple examples, the Cowboys say, I can give you a $5 million signing bonus. That's all we can do, signing bonus. But I can give you a package worth $250 million. But then the other team comes and say, well, they can't spend more than $5 million on a signing bonus, so we're going to give you a $15 million signing bonus. But maybe we'll give you another $1 million more in the back end. You see what I mean? They'll try to do something where the Cowboys can't match it and put it in that contract to win the day. But I don't think that's a situation where you have to worry here. Because from all understanding, Jerry can create $120 million. It's so funny. Under the cap. And that's probably 120 million he's going to have to give to George Pickens, you know. But the whole idea of letting these guys go out and get tested from the market instead of you and I fighting back and forth is is a hell of a business strategy. And you don't worry about it. Like you don't worry about David Mulugeta saying, hey, run up the number because he has to sign the contract. The other team can't risk, I'm going to just put this down. I know Jerry's going to match it, but I'm going to put it down anyway. And then Jerry doesn't match it and you still, you know. So this is a tricky game. This is a tricky game that I do think the Cowboys are playing the right way. And I do think that the Colts are playing it out the right way. Give me the difference on that transition and franchise for the quarterback also. I think I saw 40 something for a franchise. Get me those numbers because I think the Colts are playing it the right way too. Who's going to give Daniel Jones a big contract? But he is worth all of it to the Colts. When you look at how that team was going and how that team was playing, it was, yeah. And where is that number? You see, so that transition tag is a $37.4 million right now this year. 37, that's a pretty good number. That's a pretty good number. So yeah, so Daniel Jones right now will make the 37.8. Now the franchise is 43, almost 44 million. So yeah, both sides plays that out the right way. Dude, let me say something. I'm gonna talk to you guys about something else too. I'm gonna watch this real fast. You guys saw the combine, right? I just wanna say this. Is it not crazy how fast these guys are getting now? It's crazy. Black Magic 7777. GP was favorite player. I like that. GP, George Pickens was your favorite player. He was one of mine this year too. And I love the fact that he and CD are close. That's why we gotta get this. We gotta get this thing done. Jerry he has to get this done. Imagine Notre Dame versus Miami next year. It won't be close. 45-21. ND. Yeah, you're right. It won't be close. 45-21. Indeed. Miami gonna whoop the Indeed's ass. If that's what you're saying now, buddy. You know what I mean? I guarantee you, I know you do not believe that you got a shot next year at beating Miami. The team I see is incredible. That team that's going to line up is going to be incredible. The recruits they got in, that Porter, the job he did at Porter, it's going to be incredible. That offense with the quarterback, big time receiver coming over, going to be insane. Put that with Fletcher and Malachi Tony. Dude, you stop it, man. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Notre Dame, all Notre Dame did, and I'm going to give you this, was put a tag on their head next year by acting the damn fool when you didn't get picked. Because now we're going to step in the stadium and relive Catholics versus convicts and tell you here again, you make the worst. You think we're the worst. How dare you put us in the same group as Miami? Two different places, that kind of stuff. That was the same mentality. They got your ass and got BTA put on you last time. It's what's going to get BTA put on you this time. The game won't even be close. It won't even be close. And we meet right back here right after that game, and we can talk. I guarantee you that game will not be close. I'm going to be there. And I'm going to remind them of everything all of you Notre Dame people have been saying since the turn of time, and we're going to turn it on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Righteous, self-righteous, the self-righteousness of these people from Notre Dame just runs me crazy. I appreciate you saying that, Mike McAdams. You know what I mean? He says, love the channel. I love just being able to sit here and chat with you guys and be real. You know what I mean? And be real. That's what's real. Let me tell you about what's real. These jokers so damn fast. This is getting crazy. It's just getting crazy. I'm gonna tell you something. Listen. You got guys. We got guys now. And I talked to you guys about this before. This 40 time stuff is getting crazy. And it was only getting crazy. Us guys were running this fast before. But now what happens is you're learning the techniques to running. Now that's why you're getting these kinds of times. You got a tight end. Sadiq ran a 4.39. Kenyon, a 4.39 at tight end. I don't care even if you can't catch. If I line you up and you run a 4.39 at tight end, and I'm playing a team that has that runs a two deep safety, I'm beating you every time. Because all I'm going to tell that tight end to do is sprint down the middle of the field. And then I'm going to run up the field on outside receivers. And whichever safety moves, I'm playing off him. You see what I mean? I'm going to play inside to outside man off the safety. One movement, and I got you beat because that tight end runs a 4.39. He's streaking. Yeah, I don't care if he can't catch. You don't know that, and you can't risk it. You can't have that kind of speed running free down the middle of the field. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Everybody was also talking about Sonny Styles because I've seen, I think, a mock draft where they had him going to the Cowboys, and they were talking about, oh my God, you mean to tell me they can get rid of Michael Parsons, pick up the Quinnen Williams and the Kenny Clarks, still have 2 first-round draft picks this year, 12 and 20, and go and get a Sonny Styles with that 12 pick? Mm. Or go and get one of them back end dudes like Jones on the back end and with the 12 pick and then package the 20 to go over to the Raiders and pick up a Max Crosby. Do you understand what I'm saying? Then the Cowboys will be playing in the Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But since people were saying that about some styles, I want to do a comparative analysis. You know what I'm saying? And when I look at a Micah Parsons and a Sonny Styles, the Tyler I saw, Taylor Green. That's a tall quarterback. Dude he's 6'6", 227 pounds, and ran a 4.36. That is insane. That is insane. But what shocked me, it shocked me. What I zeroed in on was the Styles and Parsons comparison. And what blew my mind is the numbers. Put up both of those numbers, Nathan, because numbers, they do certain things to try to determine certain things. Like a 40 is for your explosiveness. How explosive is the player? It's not a measure how fast he is. It's more of a measure of how quick he is. 100 or 200 meters is more of a measure of your speed. They call that top end speed. That's how fast you are. But a 40 is how quick you are, how quick you can get up and get going to run a 4.3. That's why you hear people they always give you the 10-yard marker. They want to know that first 10. They're always trying to figure how quick. Not necessarily how fast, how quick, how explosive. Let me show you. This is what trips me out. So when I was talking about the styles, I said, oh man, this is great. Because this kid ran a 4.6 at 6'5", 244 pounds, a 4.6. And I said, Michael Parsons was 6'3", 245 pounds. Michael Parsons ran a 4.39. Now, I try to equate what Michael was great with, that first step. That first step. And that's what these 40s are about. So Sonny Styles, he has that first step. He has that first step. But I went to look deeper. So I'm saying, okay, Michael is more explosive than Styles. But there's an anomaly here in the numbers. Because when you get Sonny Styles' broad jump, he broad jumps. That's standing still, jumping outwards. 11-2. Michael Parsons' broad jump, 10-6. That's a measure of explosiveness. You're exploding off the broad, out far. How is he out jumping Michael? How's he out jumping Michael Parsons? You know, so because I'm trying to determine, is he as explosive as Michael Parsons? The broad jump says yes. The vertical jump, Michael Parsons' vertical, 34 inches. That's 245 pounds going straight up. 34 inches. Do Styles. This dude vertical jump. 43.5. That's explosive. So I have to conclude that he's more explosive than Michael Parsons. He just can't run out like Michael Parsons. That's why Michael Parsons got a better time transitioning from that first 10 to the second 20. It's a different thing. But this says he's more explosive than Michael Parsons. And with the new special pass rush specialist, the Cowboys just hired, I'm just saying, I'm not saying they're going to get him. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. But I'm just saying there's something to think about right there. And something to trip on, man, just when I see the speed and explosiveness these guys are playing with today. That is just simply amazing. Come on, let me get back to some questions for these last 5, 6, 7 minutes before I gotta go. All right? Gotta talk to you guys, see what you want to talk about. Irvin, you see, uh, what's so amazing. What Broward County stand up? Broward County stand up. All right, Willie Reese, what's that about, man? What Broward County stand up for? Broward County always standing up. What's up in my 88? Andrew Martinez, how you doing, my brother? How's it going, man? We got the Canes going in the top 10. We got 2 Canes going in the top 10. Haven't seen that in a while. I hope not. I hope not now. I hope. The reason I'm saying 2 in the top 10, I hope not. I hope that second one fall to 12. I know he doesn't want to, but and I said that wrong because what I tell everybody, I told C. Lamb, I told Michael Parsons, I told Emmitt Smith. You know what I told them? They all came in saying the same thing. Man, we fell. They think they fell. You would Emmitt, I fell to 17th in the draft. CD. I failed in this draft. Michael, I failed the 11th or whatever in the draft. See, no, you didn't fall. When you get drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, that's not a falling. That's God doing a placing because you get an opportunity to do different things. I wanted to. It was me. It was Sterling Sharp, Tim Brown, and me. We were all top 3 receivers. The Raiders were going to take Tim Brown because Al Davis loved Heisman Trophy winners, and he was the kick returner that won the Heisman. Took him at 5th. 7th pick came the Green Bay Packers. They called me. I said, no way, Green Bay, no way. And so, Michael failed the Cowboys. No, Michael ain't failed nothing. Because I could have grabbed the hook at 7th. Michael landed at 11 with the Cowboys. Lost money on the front end, but I still get paid millions right now on the back end. To this day, signing autographs. I'll get that in a couple weeks in March, in a couple weeks in Chicago. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm telling you. So, that wasn't a falling. That was a landing. When you go to a place that's going to make your latter days better than your former days, I call that a landing, not a falling. It's not an Falling. And it's certainly not an Failling. You see what I'm saying? It's Winning. You just winning for the long haul. That's what I'm saying. Is that winning for the long haul? Yeah, Tim Brown. Tim Brown was a bad boy, man. I gotta give, man. He was a bad boy, man. I love that dude, man. I get to see him every now and then. Tim and I became very good friends because I got drafted here my rookie year, and Tim lives here. So we used to be able to get together sometimes around here in Dallas because he's from Dallas. So yeah, became very good friends, man. Like, we love the locker room. It's so great. Your lives are amazing. Your videos are so real. Keep going with it. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I like that you're saying it's real because that's all we can ever be. I can only be me. And if the good part is that I can just be me here, you don't have to worry about somebody telling you, oh, do it this way or do it that way. You can do you. My favorite cowboy of all time. I appreciate that, buddy. That's a hell of a thing, too. Right, we did a rankings. They did a rankings. And one time somebody, they had him at 5 and then Troy at 4 or something like that. And I was like, oh, so I didn't make this ranking? And I guess, and they had me like at 3 or 2 or something like that, which blew my mind, because, but different things now. And that's what I love about it now. People, people can like people for different things. And you get a chance to peek in and see more of people now. Before it was, you saw what people wanted you to see. Because most sit down interviews, they told you they're going to ask these questions and you kind of prepared to answer them this way. You don't necessarily always get the real piece of a person, but here we get the real piece of a person because we get to talk and chat with people. And that's what I love about. I said, ain't no way in the world I ever be doing this, man. I used to say it means that you're not happy with who you are and you can't face people. So you got to talk into the computer. And I know you're scared to talk to people. I was so ignorantly dumb. Or I was just perpetuating what I thought was a strength for me, overdoing what I rectified in my mind as a weakness for you. Instead of just moving with the time, Michael. Just move with the time. Don't be Blockbuster and let Netflix pass you by. Don't be Sears and Roebuck and let Amazon pass you by. Don't be a rigid old man and let life pass you by. And I say that to all my peeps here too. Don't be a rigid man, woman, new man, young man, old man, any man, and let life pass you by. God bless my peeps. I got a Zoom call with Netflix I got to take care of.